Hello, I'm Claire Robertson, and welcome to After LUTV News, where we will discuss interesting topics in news and pop culture with our panel of university press and LUTV news reporters. It's that time of year again where society mixes creative costumes, conversations about cultural appropriation, questionable behavior, and high-calorie candies. It's Halloween. A New York resident is at odds with the U.S. postal worker over Halloween decor. The postal worker refuses to deliver mail to a house that has a noose in the yard, claiming the display is culturally insensitive. And if you never thought of a chicken sandwich being sexy, well, think again. The Popeyes chicken sandwich is now a sexy costume. Panel, when does celebrating Halloween go too far, or is it all in good fun?
I will honestly believe that it's really hilarious to see a sexualized food item.
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact that, many people don't think of food as sexy in a sense. But I just think it's really hilarious and that, it's in the moment. Like, it just became popular with Chick-fil-A and everything, having that little battle of who has the best chicken sandwich and everything.
So that's not really insensitive, but what do you guys think about the noose in the front yard?
I was not happy about the noose at all. There's a point where you can go, which is funny, but then there's something that's completely hateful and insensitive. You cannot take something that has haunted people's past, something that's used to kill people, as a joke. It's not funny at all.
So where do you guys think that line is between hanging a noose or having like a coffin in the front yard?
I just believe it's just, what was the purpose of the noose? That's just my honest question.
Everything has symbolism. A coffin denotes death. That's something that everyone else accepts, but something that is used to kill people, that was used to humiliate them and stricken fear into people, you cannot use that as an object. It's not funny in any way.
Yeah, if it's just, for example, if it, like he said, a coffin, many people use that as an Halloween thing. That's a commonality when it comes to this type of season and this type of holiday. But when it's like something like a noose that actually happened to people in the past, it's just like, okay, you need to calm down.
So what do you think about like murder scenes in a front yard with like knives sticking out of somebody?
I agree, that can be a little bit haunting because we see Halloween most of all as a time for children to dress up and enjoy candy and have fun. And some things like that can be a little bit traumatizing. So I guess in certain areas, is accepted for adults, but I would say you want to keep it to a bare minimum. Like, I guess coffins and vampires and mummies and those things are okay for children, but I would go along the lines to say you don't necessarily want to show an actual murder scene with people being stabbed. Now, unless this is one of these haunted houses that we can go to, then that's acceptable. It's fine.
It depends on the audience, really.
Exactly.
You don't really want a child to walk in and they see a person with a fake knife on their chest. They're going to actually believe that. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, there's somebody actually dead,
Because it's kind of like the way we set ratings for movies or television, what's acceptable for children. If it's unacceptable for children, maybe don't put it in public on your front yard.
Yes.
But beyond decorations, what is your understanding of cultural appropriation in costumes or inappropriate costumes?
I just believe, okay, when it deals with something that serious, like say, a person doing a costume of, the Indian wear or the Asian wear of anything of that sort, it's just really kind of disrespectful. Just kind of like, how a person would come out and they just have blackface and stuff like that. That's disrespectful and that's rude.
You think that's disrespectful?
Yes, spinning off of what Brianna said, my take slightly differs. For example, if a little girl wants to dress up as Moana, that's perfectly fine. I understand some people feel there's cultural appropriation, but in my eyes, the little girl is showing appreciation to someone she looks up to or likes, so that's fine. But when it comes into the context of trying to take someone's skin color, it's unnecessary. You want to be the character. You want to be the person that the character portrays, not exactly who they are. And speaking off of the blackface, extremely insensitive. Like, I don't want to give a history lesson, but before Hollywood really became booming a long time ago around World War II, blackface was actually seen as a form of comedy to mock people of darker hues of skin. So we don't, and just vice versa, if I wanted to dress up as a Caucasian character, I would not paint my skin white. I would simply dress as the character and portray how they act.
Yes. I would just say that, like, children don't really have much of that knowledge of cultural appropriation, excuse me. But when you're older, you learn about that.
Right.
So you should know what to do and what not to do when it comes to finding a costume. I understand you're trying to look good because it's Halloween and you're trying to get people's attention, but there's a line that you cannot cross when it comes to something like
Are there
that.
definite rules to this line? Like, I know you mentioned specifically skin tone altering and also maybe heritage-centered costumes.
Yes.
But how do we respond to people who say they're dressing up as a character because they do admire the culture when they bought their costume at a party supply store that's not accurate, doesn't represent their culture?
I mean, it's just something that many people don't notice off immediate. They don't see that as an initial thought. They're like, oh, why are they wearing something like that? That's inappropriate. That's disrespectful. But I think it's just the simple fact that, you know, people don't think, oh, they really care about the culture. They want to wear something that, you know.
We're in an age where everyone is very sensitive to a lot of things, and that's okay. We can't gauge each other's feelings, but having these discussions openly will make things better. So if someone did wear something that you would see as cultural appropriation, I feel that instead of going to social media and creating a panic or fuss about it, we can engage someone, you know, why did you wear it? And understand that that person might appreciate, you know, and they wanted to represent it a little bit. But as far as, once again, going back to the noose, that's something that completely crosses, you know, the line. You can't, those are things that should be understood at this age that are unacceptable.
Absolutely. Thank you, Derek. Really appreciate it. Thank you, panel. And thank you for tuning in to After LUTV News. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for more LUTV content. See you next time.